Lumberjack sports competitor Kris Starr passed away in 2007 at the age of 28, and it was far too early. Kris was always the kind of guy that would give you the shirt off his back if you needed it, and he was well respected and loved by the entire Lumberjack sports community. Recently, I had a chance to chat with a few of them.
Kris Starr, a good friend of mine. He's sorely missed.
He was one of the best guys I've ever known.
Great guy, a great competitor.
He loved the sport for what it was, and he was always smiling. I can't forget that smile.
Kris Starr was a good friend of mine, and I was proud to have known him.
Kris was a great competitor and a great friend.
Great friend, fishing buddy, and he's going to be sorely missed.
Miss him every day.
Kris was a hard-working and likable guy that was dedicated to Lumberjack sports. He was an excellent axeman, and I really enjoyed watching him in races against his older brother CECIL, as he did in Kapuskasing in 2001. Kris was always willing to help, and I can tell you that from direct experience, as he helped me with the preparation and execution of many competitions. Kris was also an excellent axe thrower, and this next event is dedicated in his memory. Well, it's nice to have the Kris Starr Memorial Axe Throw come up to Brechin, Ontario, a little bit closer to him and CECIL's hometown. The last couple of years it's been held in New York State. A lot of good friends compete and live in New York. Kris Henning is our first axe thrower. 3 throws, bullseye is 5, outer ring is 1.
Axe throw, always an interesting event. This event here has a small target, so that may play on the thrower's head a little bit, but of course all you gotta do is focus on that big bullseye and try to sink it in there.
Well, Kris Henning's got a 2-throw total of 7 as he heads into his 3rd throw. He's gonna need a bullseye to probably keep him in this game. He's got 3 throwers yet to go, and he drifts off a little bit to the right-hand side for a 3-throw total of 10 points. That 3rd one really cost him drifting off to the right.
10 points, not a big score in the axe throw. There's still some good axe throwers to come, so obviously we're going to look for someone else to clinch us at a lot higher score.
Well, next up is Tim KEECH, and he's won a lot of axe throws over the years. We always seem to see him in the finals. His first throw drifts off a little bit. He's got to be disappointed with anything but a bullseye. I know Tim KEECH is. He starts with a 4 in his first throw. Here comes his 2nd throw, and he's got a little bit of a different axe head there.
A lot of times guys will hit 2 points if they over-rotate. You see that Tim's axe has been modified. Here's an experienced axe thrower. He's got both points on the back of his double bitter ground off.
Well, there's Tim KEECH's 3rd throw. It comes in with a 4. He's got a 3-throw total of 11 points, puts him in the 1st place overall. Still 2 axe throwers to go. Tim KEECH is now in 1st place in the axe throw.
He's also, you can see his axe, he's got holes bored in them. That's actually to lighten the axe a little bit as well. But of course, the same number of holes in both ends of the axe. You got to keep the axe the same weight so it's good and balanced.
Well, here's CECIL Starr. Got to be a little bit emotional for him to be participating in the Kris Starr Memorial Axe Throw in the finals here. And he starts off with a lot of confidence with a solid bullseye and 5 points.
Sometimes that'll really mess you up. Throwing that bullseye, you know you've got a perfect score, and you see it's having its effect here, of course, on the nerves with CECIL.
Yeah, he drifted off to the top there and just kind of flicked over the top, ended up on top of the stage. And CECIL ends with a lot of confidence with another bullseye, but it's only going to give him a 3-throw total of 10 points. Going to leave him tied with Kris Henning with 10 points. Tim KEECH still leading the way with a mere 11. That's very surprising. Paul Woodland, our last thrower.
Paul does great at a lot of the Lumberjack events, but one thing he's most consistent in is the axe throw.
And look at that, consistently throwing bullseyes. I know you've told me that over the years. He starts off with a bullseye, and that could lead to some confidence as well. 1 throw, 5 points.
We had a throw-off last year in Riverside, Albert. We were bullseye for bullseye right through the end. Here he is again in a 4. So there's Paul. He's pretty confident, sitting right where he wants to be with a 5 and a 4.
Got 9 going into the final throw. He needs 3 or more to win this thing. If I'm going to bet, I would bet on Paul doing it. And look at that. He ends things off with a bullseye. Paul Woodland win the Kris Starr Memorial Axe Throw. Well, you know, I hear people talk about luck. I hear different styles of throwing. Some throw hard, some throw soft. Just tell me what is your strategy going into an axe throw final like that?
You got to just stay really relaxed, because you let anything bother you, you're going to miss.
I see some guys really trying to fire it in there. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I find the guys that sort of lay it in there a little bit more successful.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Like throwing it really hard, if your release point isn't right on, you're going to go higher low.
Does it feel pretty special to win something named after Kris Starr?
You're right, I do. That's why I come up here.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome.
Well, the Kris Starr Memorial is in the books for another year. Kris Henning beat CECIL Starr for 3rd place in a playoff.